My name is Darryl Kwao. In our first story tonight, the year-on-year inflation for the month of January is 10.3%. Now, this is a reduction of 1.5% from the previous rate recorded in December last year. Acting Government Statistician Bawade has been explaining to Joy Business what caused the decline.
Due mainly to a base drift effect. When we compare the price levels in January 2017 to what we observed for January 2018, realize that there's been a drop, and it's mainly due to the fact that the price levels in 2017 were a bit higher than what we are observing now.
Okay, so there was an increment, but the previous one was higher than this time.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, what of the the food inflation as well? I realized fruits were, down.
Yeah, fruits also went down, and we are attributing all mainly to base drift effect. That the comparison with the price levels in 2017 for the month of January, as compared with the current January 2018, the levels were a bit higher, and that affected any change that we observed.
So what does the marginal reduction in the inflation rate mean for the economy? My colleague Bismarck Awusa has been engaging economist Courage Mate.
Basically, it means that there is a steady return to macroeconomic stability. There is a steady, return towards the central bank's target of 8% plus or minus 2%. And again, what it means is that it is likely to also stimulate and sustain investor confidence in the outlook that there is a low risk of instability to capital and the returns on capital, and so that could stimulate investment, private sector investment for economic growth. So generally, it is consistent with what the market expects for the outlook for inflation during the course of the year.
Okay. So for the ordinary Ghanaian out there, 1.5% basis points reduction, what does it mean to them?
Well, what it means is that currently, with inflation at 10.3%, now lower, it means that prices are still going up. General prices are still going up, but the rate at which they are going up now is slower. And so the rate at which your disposable income, your take-home salary is being eroded is now slower. And so you can steadily plan for your expenditure. You can have something left to save for the future. And so what it means is that overall, in real terms, purchasing power of consumers is being enhanced or protected or preserved in real terms.
So what does it mean? Is it good for the economy, or it can be better?
Well, generally it's good for the economy. It can also be better because at 10.3% rate of price increases is still quite high, and is still higher than the central bank's target. And so it can be better, and we expect that it will come down further within that target range. And what it means is that with a low rate of inflation, consumer confidence is high because purchasing power is preserved. Investor confidence is high because they know that once there is sufficient purchasing power, when they produce, they can get buyers for it. And then they are also encouraged to invest for expansion. Once they are encouraged to invest for expansion, they produce more. They will need either more hands, more labor, or more man hours, and that also means a reduction in unemployment rates. So it could mean a very good outlook for the economy in terms of reducing unemployment rate and general social welfare.
Some analysis there from economist Courage Mate. Moving on now, and President Akufo-Addo's State of the Nation address continues to generate some reactions from industry players across various sectors of the economy. When it comes to agriculture, the General Agric Workers Union GAU says broader consultations on the right direction for the sector will help in tackling challenges. Here's more in this report. The General Agric Workers Union, GAO, is calling for more comprehensive programs to deal with the challenges facing the agric sector. The president noted in his State of the Nation's address that the sector is reaping a bumper harvest from the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative. Speaking to Joy Business, General Secretary of GAO, Edward Kaiwe, however, stated that the agric sector needs innovative policies to remain competitive.
Agriculture is supposed to be, and as we have also been told by the government policies since the beginning of their tenure of office, that they are going to use agriculture as a platform for transforming the economy of the country. We have been just giving the information about what we already know. The Planting for Food and Jobs program, in one word, is successful. The Planting for Food and Jobs program will now target 500,000 farmers. That's against 200,000 farmers in 2017. And it's not comprehensive enough.
Edward Kaiwe wants the government to prioritize the provision of a ready market to meet the bumper harvest to be derived from various agri programs in the country.
Production is a function of market. If there's no market, there's no need to produce. So we need to be freezing that market against the plant production that we are implementing. Otherwise, by the time we produce, there will not be market. And the market is going to be constrained not only by imports from the European community and the rest of the world, but even in this, within the sub-region.
The agric sector remains one of the fundamental drivers of a strong Ghanaian economy. However, over the past decade, the sector has witnessed slow growth after experiencing a major slump in growth in 2007. It is estimated that the agricultural sector will grow at an average of 3.3% yearly until 2018. Too expensive and waste of money. That is how many Ghanaians perceive flowers, which is a means of expressing love. Well, as we mark Valentine's Day today, Karen Dodo finds out how the floral business is thriving in Ghana.
Flower is just something that perishes after 2 days. It's not something that a person can hold to remember me. If I think I am touched to buy something worth of 1,000, then I better give the money to him or her for her personal use.
Would you want to receive a fresh bouquet of flowers?
No.
Why?
I'm a flower guy. I'm not a flower guy. I don't believe in flowers.
Philip here does not believe in flowers. He sees it as a waste of money to be used to express love on days like these. Others share similar thoughts as Philip. Notwithstanding, the floral business in Ghana is evolving, even though no specific data exists to verify the assertion. In other parts of Africa, especially Kenya and Ethiopia, the horticulture industry has contributed enormously to their economies. In Kenya, the horticulture subsector of agriculture is a large foreign exchange earner, generating about $1 billion annually. Here in Ghana, although flowers are not so popular, three ladies are not deterred in exploring opportunities in the industry. Meet Tamara Goka, CEO of Blossoms. She has been in the event planning business for 9 years, but is new to packaging fresh bouquets for delivery.
It's been great, actually. I mean, I think just also our approach in terms of making it accessible to everybody in Ghana. Our approach to getting our flower designs to our clients was to basically create pop-up stores in very convenient locations, everywhere from your restaurants to your cafes to your malls and even some office buildings. We just thought, we found that just talking to people was like, where can I buy? So we thought instead of them trekking to find us, we would be positioned in places that they know that they will be able to find us in.
For Valentine's Day, she acknowledges sales are going well. Her bouquets start from 200 cedis. For a single red or white rose, between 25 and 30 cedis can do the trick. Festive seasons like the season of love are obviously good for Tamara. But what about out-of-season periods? Afi Amoro is also in the floral business. Unlike Tamara, Afi has been in the business for 23 years. She is the CEO of Jandel, a floral and event planning company. She says globalization has allowed Ghanaians embrace the culture of appreciating flowers.
The response to our drive, those of us in the industry, for people to accept not only flowers, but fresh flowers as a pure gift to a loved one has grown phenomenally, because people are becoming very excited about receiving and giving. So it's and you'll be surprised, the men, because a lot of men wives do not know what to give to their husbands, but it's amazing when we go out to deliver and we see the joy of a man receiving flowers from his wife.
The demand for flowers is so high this year that Afi fears she might run out of stock. But the fact still remains that the passion for natural flowers can only be enjoyed by a few people, basically because of the cost. For instance, an artificial rose like this one goes for 5 cedis, whereas natural ones range between 20 and 30 cedis. Ekia Sapong-Eisa, owner of Unique Floral, explains that the cost of importation and preservation of the fresh flowers are reasons for their high prices.
You can send just one single rose, and you can send 100 roses. It depends on your strength, how much you can afford. There are no hard and fast rules, so you can safely say, okay, let me get a dozen roses and all of that. It's just the thought, okay? It's not about you giving so much. You can give so much if you can afford it anyway.
Whatever might be the case, these 3 women in the floral business have one prayer: that the floral business will bloom every day like Valentine's Day. Well, it's a season of love again, and you might be out there and not know what to give that special somebody. Well, you can get a bouquet like this at a cost of 400 cedis, or you could get a single rose for just 15 cedis. Who knows, this bunch of flowers or this bunch of fresh roses can put a smile on that special person's face. Reporting for Joy Business, Karen Dodu.
Well, if you're still wondering what to get your partner this Val's Day, flowers may not be a bad idea. Let's turn to some labor issues. And the Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEU, is urging the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to renew conditions of service for its members with the Ghana Education Service. Now, according to the General Secretary of TEU, Augustine Kabu, the existing benefits have long expired. He was speaking to Joy Business's Bismarck Awusa.
The Teachers and Educational Workers Union, TEU, is set to meet with Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. One of the union's expectations is bringing finality to the process of reviewing and revising conditions of service for its members, including those of the Ghana Education Service. Augustine Kabu is General Secretary of TEU.
In any CBA, in accordance with the Labour Act 651, have a lifespan, and the lifespan of every CBA varies from institution to institution. In this case, we are talking of Ghana Education Service, where the lifespan is every 2 years. And it's been expired since 2006 till date. That is where our worry is. We have made various attempts previously to engage management in terms of reviewing these conditions of service, and it has not proven successful. But the glad news, or the good news, is that finally we've gotten to that stage. And as I'm talking to you now, from this press news conference, I am just moving into negotiations with Fair Wages and Salary Commission. That is the good news.
Mr. Kabu is also reminding government to make full payment of salary arrears it owes its members.
The salary arrears issues of our members have been outstanding. And meetings, various meetings that we've attempted or attended. Both NAT, NAGRAT, CCT, we've been jointly together. But thereafter, you hear them issue statements, and TEWU is not silent. It's not that we are not there. We know the appropriate fora to use to reach out to our members. We are aware government have released, in fact, there were over 32,000 members comprising TEWU, NAT, NAGRAT, and CCT members. Last year, I'm aware 24,000 have been paid. That is those who have been audited and they have provided valid information, which Auditor General and Ghana Education Service have validated. They paid those ones. The outstanding one is about 12 to 14,000.
The union says it is committed to working with all social partners towards building harmonious industrial relations where all issues affecting its members will be addressed peacefully. Bismarck Ausa for Joy Business.
Now, some micro businesses around the main Nima Mamobi Gata, also known as the Alhamdu Gata, are lamenting low-key activities as a result of the halt in construction of the drainage system. Now, operators say the current state of the culvert has had a negative effect on businesses. Our reporter, Foziato Adam, has been speaking to some businesses along the stretch and has come through with this report.
Hajia Bibio is a chop bar owner around the Nima Mamobi Gata and is just one of many micro businesses being affected by the yet to be completed drainage. Hajia Bibio, who moved into the area 2 years ago, sells bankun, tuo zafi, and fufu, and has persistently been complaining about the situation.
You see, people pour garbage in this gutter, so the authorities should look at the situation and help us. Please construct the drainage system because the current situation deters people from buying my food.
For this boutique owner who operates along the main Nima culvert, Alhaji Baba Kankani Musa, the presence of the drain drives away his customers.
Most of the time, my customers, if they came here and saw the environment, sometimes they don't come. Sometimes they come here in the evening, they will see people here shitting. Around 8 o'clock, they were here shitting here. So most of the times, if they come and they saw the environment, how the thing is, they will not come back again.
Meanwhile, Minister of Zongo Ministries and Inner Cities, Abubakar Siddiq Boniface, says his outfit is liaising with the sanitation ministries to clear the heap of rubbish around the drainage construction area by the close of next month.
Based on our good relationship and better coordination and collaboration between ministries, I brought in the dedicated line ministry, and that is the Ministry of Roads and Highways, to the Mamobi Nima drainage. This is more or less a storm drain and is far beyond the reach of this ministry. However, it is so important, based on our mission, it is so important that I coordinate, collaborate, and facilitate affirmative actions. I've started discussions with some of the opinion leaders within the Zongo communities to get a dedicated time, and also service providers, so that we'll move in and clear the filth within the communities, and also put dedicated spots, some dust bins and this metal bins where they'll collect, and then the skip vehicles will come and take them away. So I'm thinking that within the next few weeks, we should start such a program in some of the Zongo communities. You look at Sabon Zongo, Fadama, Nima, Mamobi, Medina. These are where you have a lot of sanitation problems, and we need to take it up as quickly as possible, because the president in his own speeches would always emphasize wanting Accra to be a Ghana, and Accra in particular being one of the cleanest cities, in the country and Africa. So it is a challenge thrown to the dedicated ministry and my ministry to see what best we can do.
Efforts to get the Ministry of Roads and Highways to comment on the cost of construction have so far proven futile. Fawzeta Adam for Joy Business.
Well, it's a Wednesday, so we bring you the Joy Business van today. Now, they make $120 million a year and the leading local exporter for several years. Now, the company received $4.5 million from the Belgian Development Fund to expand its footprints and help eradicate poverty in the value chain. Today, the Joy Business van puts the searchlight on niche cocoa, producers of niche chocolate, the fastest moving commodity at the duty-free stand at the Kotoka International Airport. Odilia Ntiamwa is in the driving seat.
Chocolate is being packaged here at Niche Cocoa for today, Valentine's Day. This forms part of less than 5% of their business since they are in the Free Zones enclave, but it's fast moving, especially at the airports. To make Ghana have the full benefit of cocoa, the company's shy CEO, who will not speak, started the company as a schools project from Columbia University. A strong believer of breaking frontiers, Edmond Poku ventured into chocolate production to complete the value chain. Edmond sent Mary Dixon, the only female production manager in his team, to learn how to make chocolate and to do the whole setup.
We wanted a product that would be able to compete with the top-known brands, and so we needed to have the skill sets to be able to do that. And because of that, the company funded me traveling abroad and then spending some time with some chocolate companies who are well known. And then we had a couple of chocolate experts actually come here and work with me a little bit in the lab with the product development. So I was able to pick up a few things and then applied that to both the products design, packaging design, and then the setup of the entire place. Of course, with the help of the entire team, the technical team was very, very key in all of that.
Niche makes a whopping $120 million a year. Yes, you heard me right. From cocoa cakes to cocoa liquor, the company exports 50 containers full of goods to different destinations. Chief Operation Officer Lloyd Ashley says Ghana can only gain more from the cocoa sector if the final products, chocolate and other products, are produced right here.
The more we move from just selling raw cocoa products to selling semi-finished products, cocoa liquor, cocoa butter, cocoa cake, cocoa powder, and even chocolates, it increases our revenue output. That is even just for the industry and government.
Based on the work the company has done, the Belgium Development Fund gave them $4.5 million to expand. This doubled their production from 25,000 metric tons of cocoa to 50,000. Niche used to spend as much as $500,000 a year on diesel to generate power for its machines. With the injection from the Belgium Development Fund, cocoa husk is used to power the plants now through their boilers.
When it comes to looking at the environment with EP regulations, Belgian Investment Fund invested some money into we getting a shell boiler. So now the waste from cocoa is what we use to fire up our boiler, and that has even reduced our operating cost, because when we're running on diesel, we're spending close to $500,000 a year on diesel alone. But now it's zero because we are using the waste from our operations to fire up our boiler, which is a huge investment for us. So without the Belgium Investment Fund, I think our climb would have been very, very steep, but they made it gentle with their improved financial model, which has made us what we are today.
Based on these sustainable issues, the Belgium Queen could not miss out on visiting Niche when she came to Ghana. The huge endorsement for the quality of chocolate could not be missed. Niche has its footprints not only in the homes of its 360 workers in the Free Zones enclave, but it's in the lives of 10,000 farmers in various rural communities in the Volta and Eastern region. The company pays several extension officers to improve the yields of farms, and the farmers say they have already seen changes.
Our priority is to do sustainability, and with the cocoa trees being alive for so long as they can be maintained, you can also remain in your job, and you have the job security that your job is always available for you.
Last week, we featured Yaira Glover, the organic farmer who is making farmers get 40 Ghana cedis extra. Well, this is how niche cocoa comes in. Because they buy the premium cocoa from the organic buyer, farmers get the 40 cedis. So that
what we actually do is we pay premiums to the farmers. That is what niche is paying. They pay 600 Ghana cedis more per metric ton. You know, and this premium is actually given to farmers. You know, farmers earn 40 Ghana cedis more per bag.
The help that they have provided me has helped me a lot. It has helped me grow more cocoa. So even when the cocoa season is over, I still get bonuses to take care of my farm.
So that's it for our chocolate month. My name is Odilia Ntiabwa.
And as we wrap up tonight, we want to tell you about the Fright Hall 1 Meal Challenge that got underway here at the premises of the multimedia group. It saw male staff of the company engaged in a cooking contest. Here's why we are telling you about this, because Joy Business Assistant Editor George Riafi was a part of it. Take a look at this.
Alright, so as I said, the guys are cooking, and this is George Riafi. He is with the business desk. He's already prepared some spaghetti here, and I think this egg stew. He's frying some plantain. George, what exactly are you preparing? 1 minute. The competition.
Yeah. So I'm preparing spaghetti bolognese and fried plantain. Yeah. Yeah.
What does it include? What is this?
Everything that you can think about.
Hey.
Spaghetti bolognese contains everything you can think about. That is George Riafi for you. He was highly tipped to win, but he came out second. We are still proud of him. And that's it for Business Live tonight. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao.